And here we go. The Calgary Flames have completed a massive trade, sending MacKenzie Weegar to the Utah Mammoth. Let's talk about it. Earlier today on the Steve Dangle podcast, which you might not have even had a chance to listen to yet, we sort of forecasted that today could be big because yesterday, busy night in the NHL. There were 11 games, that's 22 teams in a 32-team league. Tonight, 5 games. Just 10 teams. The trade deadline is at 3 o'clock on Friday, which means we have like 36 hours some odd until the trade deadline. Not like 150 or whatever it was I said in the last LFR video that I did. If you have business you want to do, it's best not to leave it until the last minute. Well, the Calgary Flames, who are sellers, and the Utah Mammoth, who are obviously now buyers, have gotten ahead of the deadline. This is a big deal. The full deal is the Utah Mammoth get MacKenzie Weegar. Just MacKenzie Weegar, but it's a lot of MacKenzie Weegar. The Flames get Olli Maata, Jonathan Castagna, who is a third-round pick from 2023 and has had a pretty good season in college, and not 1, not 2, but 3 second-round picks. As Chris Johnston pointed out, and this is important, all 3 second-round picks are in 2026 because somehow Utah had 3 second-round picks to trade in 2026. They had their own, they had Ottawa's, and they had the Rangers. Before we talk about MacKenzie Weegar, let's look at the return for Calgary. I'm very surprised they don't get a first-round pick for MacKenzie Weegar, especially when you're trading a player who's pretty highly thought of. He was at least in the Olympic conversation or in the four-nation face-off conversation, but also he has so much term left on his deal, and that comes at a premium these days in the NHL. You can talk about quality, you can talk about quantity. I think they got more quantity in this deal than quality, but there's quality to be found. Like, look at it this way. What is a second round pick? You really have to ask yourself, because when trades are flying all around the place at the draft and picks are getting swapped for picks, it's no longer a first, a second, a third. It's the 35th pick, the 48th pick, the 63rd pick, and so on. A second round pick is a pick anywhere between pick 33 and 64. Well, where would you rather be? Closer to 33 and as far away as possible from 64. So what picks did you get? You got the Utah pick. Well, depending on how far Utah goes in the playoffs, that pick could end up in the 50s, maybe even 60s if they go on a deep run into the Final Four. But the other picks? Dude, Ottawa doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs. They're pretty far outside of the picture right now. That pick is looking like early 40s, maybe even somewhere in the 30s. The New York Rangers pick, dude, now you're talking mid-30s. That pick could end up being like 35th. If you're a Flames fan and you really wanted to talk yourself into it, you could talk yourself into the 35th pick or whatever, basically, in air quotes, being a first-round pick. It's not, but it's pretty close. Look at it this way. You could get a first-round pick from a team that goes on to win the Stanley Cup, and then that's the 32nd pick. You get a second-round pick that's, let's say, 3 picks later. Oh, but that's only a second-round pick. You see what I'm saying? A second-round pick usually takes a little bit more time to develop than a first-round pick. That's why it's good that they're all in 2026. You get a second-rounder, that feels good. You find out that second rounder is not till 2028 or 2029. Well, all of a sudden, you got a kid who might not even make it, and if he does make it, it's going to take him a few years, and you're not even going to see the fruits of that labor until like 2033. So would you rather get a first-round pick for MacKenzie Weegar? Yes. Am I surprised the Flames weren't able to get a first-round pick for MacKenzie Weegar? Yes. But they also got 4 futures for him, including a guy with an actual name in Jonathan Castagna. 3rd round pick, 70th overall in 2023, out of Junior A, out of the OJHL. In his first season in college, 35 games played, 11 goals, 14 assists, 25 points. That's a good season. Last year, in 32 games, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. Maybe he's a bit of a bust. I don't know. Like, if you were just looking at the raw numbers, what would you think? This season? Oh, buddy, I got good news. In 29 games, 14 goals, 18 assists, 32 points. He leads Cornell University in basically everything. He's first in goals with 19, he's tied for second in assists with 18, and he's first in points with 32. 6'2", 200 pounds, there's a little bit of beef there too. This is a guy who could be playing for the Calgary Flames sooner rather than later. I mean, certainly sooner than a second round pick, potentially. And then there's Olli Maata, who, no disrespect to Olli Maata, he's had a long and very good career. He's just a throw-in here, dude. Yeah, he played at the Olympics, but this season he's played in 22 games for Utah and has 0 goals and 1 assist. Only 1 penalty. Good for him. Who knows? Maybe this could turn into one of those things where Maata starts playing a bigger role for the Flames and he restores his value, and maybe you're able to flip him for something else down the line. I don't know. Realistically, though, I wouldn't think all that hard about Olli Maata being a Flame. So, in terms of what the Flames get, Maata, don't worry about it too much. Castagna looks like a nice, decent-ish prospect. Utah 2026 second rounder? Sure. The Sens second rounder in 2026? Even better. The Rangers second rounder in 2026 is looking like basically a first. Not literally a first, basically a first. I mean, the biggest bummer in this deal for the Calgary Flames is you lose MacKenzie Weegar. For the Utah Mammoth, they gain MacKenzie Weegar. Look at this decor, dude. From Big Head Hockey, this is what they think it could look like. Sergachev, Weegar, ew. Schmidt, Dursey, Cole, Marino. Pretty good, man. That is a beautiful blend of skating ability, shot blocking ability, hitting, puck moving ability. It's just got a little bit of everything. It's kind of a great decor, man. Depending on how your league scores in fantasy, MacKenzie Weegar, a lot of you will know, is like the perfect fantasy defenseman. He puts up a few points, not a ton. He's got 60 games played this season, 3 goals, 18 assists, 21 points. That's not nothing. It's not huge either, but 124 shots. That's a lot of shots. 130 hits. That's a lot of hits. 143 blocks. That's a lot of blocks. In the playoffs, you just want players like this. You want guys who are willing to do anything. And on top of that, he's a right-handed defenseman who can play both sides. You get a little bit of versatility there as well. Yeah, but a prospect and 3 second-rounders is a lot to give up for a rental. Well, I might agree with you. If he was a rental. He's not. MacKenzie Weegar, who, yes, is 32 years old, is only in year 3 of an 8-year deal. This guy is going to be on this contract for the rest of his career. And while, yes, he is obviously going to age and he is not going to be able to produce as much as he can now by the end of his deal, it's going to age with the rising salary cap. MacKenzie Weegar makes $6.25 million against the cap. You think if MacKenzie Weegar is a UFA, an unrestricted free agent right now, he hits free agency right now, he's signing for $6.25 million? No shot, no chance in the entire world. What are you even talking about? The percent of the cap that Weegar takes up is going to fall every single year that he's with the Mammoth. And when his contract eventually expires, he'll be 37, which is probably right around when you want to reevaluate the whole relationship anyway. Hockey being a contact sport and all. As a fit, I really like Weegar for the Mammoth, and the Mammoth are like kind of sneaky there in the Western Conference. Like, we haven't been paying nearly enough attention to them. Sneaky high-end talent, sneaky depth, just a long night of a team. So, what do you think of this trade? I'm a little torn on it from the Flames' perspective. It's a lot of quantity, not totally sold on the quality, but there's an argument there, like I said. As for Utah, sneaky. Sneaky. And they can afford to make a move like this because they've been biding their time over the years, all the way back to when they were the Coyotes, just stockpiling prospects and picks. And now that they're good, now that they're competitive and in the playoff picture, it's time to harvest. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. SDPN over the next few days. Oh, buddy, we're your source for all things NHL trade deadline, and we're going to have a stream once the dust settles for the trade deadline at 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it informative?
Was it me losing my mind?
Possibly. Potentially. Most of the time it is. Hey, listen, if you like what SDPN has to offer, you should check out more of our videos and subscribe to our channel by clicking subscribe, or Steve will find you.